Hello, I'm Sheryl, and this is Sleep Tight Relax, a calming bedtime show for the young and young at heart. In our latest Mindful Monday, we will talk about resolutions and goals, a topic you may have heard grownups talking about recently. This might give you something to think about as you listen to a short story about a boy who wants to be the best drummer in the whole wide world. But first, let's spend some time getting cozy and comfortable. If it's your bedtime, why don't you tuck yourself in tight? Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, and wiggle your nose. If you like, you can close your eyes and join me in taking super big belly breaths. Some easy ones this time. Let's take a deep breath in through your nose, watching your belly rise like a balloon. And then, after waiting just a short bit of time, let all the air out slowly through your mouth. What color is your balloon? I'm imagining that my balloon is red. Let's breathe in again. Take a deep breath through your nose. Hold it for a bit. Then relax, letting the air out slowly through your mouth. I feel relaxed already. Let's do this one more time. Breathe in. Hold for a bit, and slowly let the air out. Great. When the new year begins, we often hear a lot of people talking about making resolutions. But what is a resolution? A resolution is a decision to do or not to do something. Lots of adults talk about eating better or getting more exercise and things like that when they talk about resolutions. A resolution could be deciding to eat fewer cookies or drink more water. Things that you know might make you a better person. Maybe we should think of them as goals rather than resolutions. I find goals are more achievable. So, what is a goal? When I talk about goals, I don't mean the ones we try to get when we play soccer, ringette, or hockey. I mean a goal you set for yourself. A goal we set for ourselves is something we want to achieve or be able to do, like a challenge. This is more than just what we need to do to survive. A goal is usually more meaningful. It might be something that guides our short-term behavior so that we will see a difference show up in the long term. A goal should help us to improve or make ourselves a better person. Bernice has talked to Papa Bear about resolutions twice in her stories, and Papa Bear says that he and Mama Bear don't usually make resolutions, but instead, they set goals for themselves throughout the entire year. They work on goals and try to improve themselves all through the year, not only at the beginning of the new year. Bernice asks Papa Bear if one of his goals is to make more cookies, and he says that is a great goal, but he thinks he has already fulfilled that goal. Making a New Year's goal is a great idea, but some people struggle to keep working on their goals as the month goes on, and then sometimes give up completely when they realize they haven't been working on it as much as they had planned or hoped to. Setting a goal doesn't mean that every time you try or every day, you are going to be able to reach it. It might take time and patience to reach your goal. You might not be able to reach your goal until the end of the whole year, after practicing and trying for many days. So, if you are thinking about setting a goal, you need to make sure it is something that is realistic and maybe something that you can work on each and every day. For example, saying you are going to read 10 more books every day might not be possible if you are busy. But trying to read more books each week is certainly something that would be easier to achieve. The second goal is a bit more general because it doesn't give a specific number of books you need to read. It just says that you want to try and read more. Maybe that means one extra book each week. Or maybe by the end of the year, since you are practicing and trying to read more books, you are now reading those 10 more books each week. This doesn't mean your goals cannot or should not be challenging. It is always good to challenge yourself. And setting goals you know you will need to work on is a great idea. If you wanted to set a reading goal, we wouldn't usually decide that our goal is to read one book every day, and then, during your reading time at school, read a book and say, "Okay, that is one goal finished. Check." Your goal should be something that you work towards, something that might be difficult at times, and something that you feel a great sense of accomplishment when you do complete it. At school, we often talk about setting goals like being more helpful, trying to do something that you can't do yet, having more patience when trying something new, and things like that. Have you talked about setting some goals for the new year? Bernice told Papa Bear that her teacher had asked them to share their resolutions or goals with the class. Gertrude, her friend, said her goal was to be more kind. This is a great goal, and one that can certainly be worked on every day. Bobby, of course, was going to create an even better farting robot. I am sure that this would be a goal that Bobby would work on every day, enjoying all the work that he needed to do. For some people, trying new things is scary. But maybe you set a goal to try one new thing each month. Maybe in the beginning, you would do that with a parent or a friend. And maybe after a while, you would be willing to try something on your own. I have decided that I would like to try and learn how to knit. I signed up for a class and then went for the first one. I was nervous and I was worried that I wouldn't be able to do it. But the teacher was very patient, and she said it was okay to make mistakes, because then I could learn what I had done wrong and try to fix it for the next time. We had our first class, and I felt excited about learning something new when I left. I bought the materials I needed for the class, and I have tried to practice knitting on my own before I go back to the next class. And guess what? I forgot how to get started. So I looked at a video the teacher recommended and remembered what to do. I got started, and as I was working, trying to do what the teacher told us to do, I looked down at my needles, and before long, I realized that I had 11 stitches instead of the 10 I had started with. I thought, oh no, I made a mistake. Then I remembered what the teacher had told us. It's okay to make mistakes. You can learn from them, and they will help you improve. So I did what she showed me, and I pulled the knitting apart and started again. I was a little disappointed that I couldn't do it yet, but I know it will take practice and patience. In this week's class, we are going to try and make a washcloth. I am excited to see how I do. Do you have any goals for this year? Why don't you think about some while I tell you a short story? Tommy's rhythmic journey to be the best drummer. In the small town of Dorrian Way, where music could be heard everywhere, there lived a boy named Tommy. Tommy had a dream bigger than the tallest mountain. He wanted to be the best drummer in the whole wide world. Every day after school, Tommy would rush home where his drum set waited for him like an old friend, sitting under the posters of famous drummers that hung on his room walls. Tommy's interest in drumming began when he was just 5 years old, after attending one of the many local music festivals. The moment he saw a drummer on stage, he was mesmerized. The way the drummer's hands moved with lightning speed and precision, the thunderous applause that followed, it all sparked a fire in Tommy's heart. Tommy knew that dreaming wasn't enough. He needed to work hard and practice if he was going to be the best. So he set a goal: to practice drumming for at least 1 hour every day. He also decided to learn one new rhythm or song each week. Tommy understood that these small steps would help him reach his big dream. Seeing how determined he was, his parents decided to help him by enrolling him in drumming classes. Every Saturday, Tommy would attend his class, absorbing every bit of knowledge and skill from his teacher, Mrs. Cadence, a former jazz drummer with a gentle smile and patient teaching style. However, becoming the best wasn't easy. There were days when Tommy's arms ached from practicing, and times when he couldn't get a rhythm right, no matter how hard he tried. Some of his friends didn't understand why he spent so much time drumming. But Tommy didn't give up. He remembered what Mrs. Cadence had told him. Every great drummer faces challenges. It's not just about playing the drums. It's about playing with your heart. Tommy also learned to ask for help when he needed it. He practiced with other musicians, gaining different perspectives and improving his skills. His family and friends began to see his dedication and started to cheer him on. As time passed, Tommy realized that being the best wasn't just about winning or being famous. It was about the joy of learning and growing better each day. With each new rhythm he mastered and every new song he played, Tommy felt a sense of accomplishment and happiness. He also started to enjoy playing drums with others, learning that music was about collaboration and sharing joy. He joined the school band and started a small music group with his friends. They would practice in his garage, creating music that made them happy. One day, Mrs. Cadence told Tommy about a young musicians competition happening in the next town. "It's a great opportunity for you to show your skills and learn from others," she said. Tommy was excited. He decided to enter the competition, seeing it as a step closer to his dream. He practiced even harder, perfecting his favorite drum solo. The day of the competition arrived, and Tommy felt nervous and excited. The auditorium was filled with talented young musicians. When it was his turn, Tommy took a deep breath, sat at his drum set, and began to play. He poured all his passion and energy into his performance, his drumsticks flying as he created a rhythm that had the whole auditorium tapping along. Tommy didn't win the competition, but he wasn't disappointed. He had given his best, and the applause from the audience made him very happy. He even made new friends who shared his love for music. He realized that being the best wasn't about being better than everyone else. It was about being the best version of himself. He learned that goals are not just about reaching a destination, but also about the journey and the lessons learned along the way. Tommy kept on with his drumming, driven by his goal to excel and his sheer enjoyment of the music. Each tap on his drum was part of his adventure, an adventure woven with rhythm and excitement. So Tommy's dream wasn't a goal to be conquered, but more an ongoing adventure to be embraced with enthusiasm and persistence. His path as a drummer was far from over, and he was eager to explore the diverse beats and tunes that awaited him. If you are still awake, I would like you to whisper to yourself or just say in your mind, "Every day I am getting better at what I love to do." Challenges make me stronger and more skilled. I enjoy the journey of learning and growing. I am proud of myself for trying and doing my best. I am calm, relaxed, and peaceful. Sleep tight.